Okay, you've got Photoshop color settings ready to go. You've spent the money and gotten a spider, and you've color calibrated your monitor. You've done all that stuff, and then you pull this on me. What is that? I mean, hang that on your wall. It's a nice painting. I don't recommend it for something that you're going to stare at for 8 hours a day. Understand something. The colors that we see surrounding an image will influence the colors we see in our heads. This is not a good color workspace. Now, don't forget, you got the monitor set up, half hour warmed up, ready to go. All that stuff's good. Let me pull something over. I'm on a Mac, but I will show you how to do this in Windows too in a second. The desktop on my Mac, this is in Preferences. So if we go Show All here, I'm in System Preferences on a Mac, and I go into Desktop and Screensaver. And basically, that's what I've got right now. What I would suggest, because I'm a boring person, is solid colors. Now, what kind? If you go to, say, for example, a museum or a art gallery, most of the time, what you see displayed is displayed against earth tones or grays. Why? Again, because they want you to focus on the image, not what's around it. So my suggestion would be something like maybe that, or maybe that. You say that's boring. Well, I understand it's boring, and you know that too. But what we're doing is we're trying to minimize any distractions that we might incur when we're trying to work with an image. Now, I will second guess this right here. If you have Photoshop open to full screen, well, then that background's not going to be shown anyway. So I guess theoretically, you might be able to use just about anything you want to. But to have to stare when I'm working on my computer at some of this stuff, well, it's just going to fry your eyes, okay? I would suggest be boring. Now, how do we do this in Windows? Well, let me show you. Here we are in Windows. Now, I'm running Windows on my Macintosh through a program called Parallels. But it is Windows, okay? There's no difference. It's Windows on a Mac, if you will. Mac does Windows, as they say. I'm going to come down here to the Start button. That's how I got here, this part right here. I went to the Start button, and this is Windows 7, incidentally, and I went into Getting Started and went into Personalize Windows. That's how I got to here. Now, I can change, just like on a Mac. Oh, that looks good. Look at that one. That's a cool photo, don't get me wrong, but it's not something I'd want on a desktop. I really would not want that on my desktop. So let's bring this back over here. If I go into, say, well, let's say Windows 7 again, I can come down here. If I click this button where it says Desktop Background Harmony, and then come up here and change that to solid colors. Yeah, we're going to get boring again. And I can choose something like this, or maybe a little bit darker. Earth tones like browns or grays are really what you want to use. It's just really a good way to focus in on what you're trying to do with color correction with a minimum of distraction.